I remember maybe 20 years ago when I was a college student and I was teaching a Sunday school class at my church, and the whole, one of the lessons that I prepared was on moral relativism, and I'd read these books and was telling people about the great danger that is moral relativism, and people just saying, whatever truth you have is okay for you and my truth is okay for me. And, that's still out there, but I think we need to have our eyes open that we are dealing with hardcore moral absolutists. Yes, some things are moral relativists when it comes to certain matters of sexuality. Whatever you want to do is fine. And yet you don't have to press very hard to realize that our cultural context is one that is filled with moral obligations. Almost all of our hottest controversies in the public square are dealing with moral oughts. What sort of person ought you to be? What does it look like to really love people? Can you have this view of marriage and really love people? So I find now that it's not that non-Christians in the culture are saying, would you just let us kind of do what we want to do? I think 20 years later now, maybe feeling like they were mistreated by Christians or like they have the cultural upper hand, now the culture is saying, hey, Christians, you better get in line, because the morality that you claim to have from the Bible, it's not just benighted, it's bigoted. So there's actually an opening here to talk about the Ten Commandments. If people can, have enough self-awareness to see their own ideas, we live in a pervasively hortatory culture filled with commands, all sorts of things. I mean, we are very persnickety about what foods you can eat. We've just traded one set of rules for another. So we may be very laissez-faire about sex, and we're very persnickety about foods now. And what kind of life did the chicken have? And did it get Shakespeare? What was happening in that animal's life? And we've exchanged one set of rules for another. Or people say, 4-letter words, curse words, it's not a big deal. We have the coarsening of our language. And yet we all realize there are certain words, if you said it today, you'd be fired tomorrow. You'd be out of your company or your school by the end of the day. So we live in a time of high moral obligation. The question is, who gets to determine what those obligations are?